Crazy Anthony Gordon transfer verdict is a catchy little headline that I saw today. This is to do with commentary provided by the former Newcastle United striker Andrew Cole, or Andy Cole as most people would know him. And basically he's saying that a move for Anthony Gordon by Liverpool would be crazy given the options available to Arne Slot. And this is what he said. Now, he was talking to Betfred. He says, I'd be very surprised if Newcastle United were even thinking about selling him. I know this is all this talk about financial fair play, but Newcastle must have realised that they were going to be in that position. And if they were in that position, then why would they look to sell one of their best players? I would find that astonishing. If Gordon does push for a move to Liverpool, then where would Liverpool play him? Liverpool would have to move somebody on to accommodate him. From the outside looking in, it's a bit of a crazy one, if there's any truth behind the speculation. And, you know, we know that this was a genuine consideration for Liverpool Football Club to do business. Didn't want to do the player, exchange in all of that. And also, we believe that the valuation from Newcastle of Gordon was too high. And Liverpool walked away from that situation. We never saw any, credible reporting from Joyce at the Times or David Ornstein. So therefore, the Liverpool sporting directors, the recruitment team, the high executives involved in these kind of negotiations didn't feel the need to reach out into those to those journalists or whatever to lean on Newcastle via the media. There was no reports. Liverpool might do this, or for Liverpool to proceed, they would need to. You know what I mean? There was not even any hints. So in my opinion and from my experience, that means that Liverpool have gone, nah, you're all right, fuck it, we're all right, thanks. So people say, do you think it could still happen, Dunk? Well, anything can happen in football. But would Liverpool pick up the phone and ring Newcastle and say, hey, we really want to do business? I don't think so. I think it would have to be Newcastle ringing Liverpool saying, right, we've had we've reassessed things. We hear what he's saying, we'll knock this off, maybe we could do business at that. That's the only way that I would have seen that happening. But Newcastle don't appear to be under pressure to do that now. The player seemed very up for the move. People were saying, do you think he'll try and force through a move, even as Andy Cole there has suggested? I don't think so. I think it would ruin his reputation with the fans. And, sometimes it's just one of those things that go by. He's a very good player. I would love him in his squad. Oh, I would. But not at the, the rumoured prices and valuations that we've seen in print. So I just thought I'd let you know what Andy Cole was thinking there. And to be honest with you, this is like a filler video. I'm sort of like bored. I'm waiting for 2 o'clock to go live. Excuse me, with you guys. And I'm like, let's just have a look and see what there is to read. So, some people like to watch videos about anything that I do. So I just thought I'd mention it. Is that all right? Yeah. Carry on then. If you appreciate the video, if you do appreciate the video, you can give it a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? There's a few thumbs up in Newcastle at the weekend. If you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, hit the super thanks button. I'll give you a shout out tomorrow morning's briefing. But more importantly, give me a comment. What would you pay for Gordon? Do you know what I mean? Do you remember Andy Cole? Do you remember Neil Ruddock broke both his legs in a reserve game, Liverpool versus Manchester United? Don't mess with the razor. Fucking hell, man, razor. I loved razor. Some people didn't like razor because they were like, this is what we've become, Liverpool. Fuck off, man. Razor was mint. I'll never forget a tackle once. I'm going to contradict myself. I don't forget the tackle, but I can't remember who it was. And it was in front of what would be, the lower centenary at the time, and the Kop in that corner flag, in that bottom left corner. And that's where, my season tickets, row 6, right? And it was a young Liverpool player. And what would you describe it as without being insulting? Just young, just thin, and not weak, but not fucking big. Do you know what I mean? Not a man, not manly. There you go. He was a young player. He just broke. I can't remember who the fuck it was. And it was down in the area of where your right back would be defending, say, a corner or a throw-in in that area, if Liverpool were, defending the Kop. And this youngster was on the pitch and a player from the opposition came in, slid in, and basically put, the youngster right into the advertising boards. And it was a nasty, nasty tackle. Do you know what I mean? Can't remember who it was. It might have been Man United. I can't remember. I'd fucking love to know who it was. I'd love to watch it again. And so the referee maybe gives a free kick or whatever, or the play is resumed, whether it was a free kick must have been given. And the actual second that it started again, the game, Neil Ruddock came running over, if you think from like the centre of it in front of goal as the centre-back, it came running across like a fucking train, right in a straight line towards me where my seats were, and just two-footed lunged into the bloke that had taken that Liverpool youngster out and absolutely smashed him to pieces, purely because he took that kid out. And everyone, like, in the stadium, including the players, the senior players, were like, hang on, mate, that's a bit fucking out of order, do you know what I mean? I mean, if you're on the pitch, you're on the pitch. Your age shouldn't come into it. You have to be prepared for that. But it was a very nasty tackle on a youngster. And that player that committed that would never have done it to someone like Neil Ruddock, if that makes sense. And, more or less, the referee just fucking started the game again. It was probably one kick for the free kick, and just Razor just ran out of position, right across. Boom! Fucking smashed him to pieces. Razor, don't mess with the Razor. I like him, man. I remember one of them stories where he said he was at Melwood, supposed to be losing a bit of weight and that. Oh, I know that feeling. And he was sat there reading newspaper and treadmill was just running. And then someone says, I think it was Ronnie Moran, said Ronnie Moran's coming. I think he would have been there then. And it was like, oh, whatever it was, coach is coming, do you know what I mean? And he was like, oh, fucking hell. So then he took water over himself, like poured water all over him, like a pan of water, bucket of water, drenched himself, and then got on treadmill. So, hey, I'm going for it, man. You know what I mean? So, you shouldn't. I know there'll be people go, that's not right. We're a professional football club. We shouldn't. But things were a little bit different back then. Probably why we never won anything. But little stories like that. And one more one about Razor. Some of you will know this. And this offended a lot of people during that period. The players, Liverpool players, used to carry, one of them would have a £1 coin on them on the pitch in the hand, and they would run around during the game. And if you passed another Liverpool player, you had to pass the £1 coin. So if you're a centre back and you push up to midfield a bit and you're next to Jamie Redknapp, you would pass the coin. And whoever had the coin at full time had to buy all the rounds, all the drinks that night. And they used to say that when it was in the dying seconds of the game, Liverpool players would do anything to get rid of the coin. And I understand it, the fans were like, you should be thinking about, like this, not the fucking, but I suppose it's banter that takes place. So anyway, there's just a few little Razor things. I'm sure some people think they're funny and some people think they're absolutely disgusting, especially the top Reds. The top Reds, they had a go at me last night on social media. Oh, they did, yes, the top Reds. The funny thing is they don't talk like that, actually. No, the scoundrels, really. No, I did a video about that today. Anyway, I'm off. That's it. Andy Cole. Anthony Gordon and Neil Razor Ruddock. I like Razor. All right, man.